Hey guys, Mr. Poestyle here. How you doing? What do you think of when you hear the name John Van Ryzen? Well, probably nothing. What about if I said John Van Ryzen, Activision, 1984? Probably nothing again, unless you're a geek like me, a nerd that likes to pore over old facts about Atari, about Activision, and things about that great system, the 2600, back in the day. And he was the guy that made the most wonderful game. If you ever heard me talk about my favorite games of all time for the 2600, Hero. And I saw this, 1984 this came out. So we're talking the game crash happened in 83. I walked into a Kmart. I saw this great box art. This cartoony box art of this guy with a helicopter strapped to his back and everything. You flipped it around. I mean, that's when you could actually grab a game and look at it, right? And you flipped it around and you saw all this stuff going on the screen. My goodness, I had to have this game, Hero. I bought the game and it wasn't that expensive. Like I said, the crash had happened. We didn't know there was a crash happening, but wow. Just blew me away. I had to have it and I did not regret it one bit. Loved the heck out of that game. And to me, easily top 10, easily top 5, easily top 2 games for the Atari 2600 back in the day. And I'll say it again and again. I am so glad I bought this. A lot of people never even knew it existed. They didn't stick with Atari at that time. A lot of people want this now. And if you go to price charting now, you'll see this is my loose copy. This is my original from childhood. Glad I still have it. $69.99 just for this loose now. Complete $264.11 is what it's going for. New, if you have this sealed in a box, everything inside, obviously, $759.50 for this thing. So I have this for this, and when I started collecting for the 5200, I had to get it. I have a copy for the 5200. Big chunky, mama, big chunky. So there you have it. And of course it looks nicer on the 5200. Still a great game on the 5200. I do not own it on the ColecoVision. Very expensive. Think double, triple the price here for the ColecoVision. I do have the ROM to play on my ColecoVision Phoenix. If you want to get this game loose, complete, new, you better be willing to sell your firstborn and your kidney, maybe both testicles, and everything else in that area from your package. But anyway, let's move on. This is supposed to be a quick video. It won't be. But loved the game. John Van Ryzen also went on to do other games, collaborations, things for the Super Nintendo, etc. I think Commodore 64, different computer systems, stuff like that. Hadn't heard much from him now in recent years. But if you follow me on my channel, you know that back in December, I bought an Atari VCS, the new one. And yeah, some people say this is, people don't like it, whatever. Probably people that didn't try it. I love Atari, all things Atari. I got this. I haven't even done my first impressions video on this yet. Shame on me. I'll get to it. Mostly I do my one retro video a week. And then I do everything on my PS5 just because it's so easy to stream from there. So I'll do retro games from my PS5 during the week. I'll do new games from my PS5. I need to set up and do this. It's just hard to find the time with my schedule. And I will. I'll do my first impressions. And I have a handful of games that I bought for this. One of those games, and this is what I'm getting around to, just came out when you're watching this 2 days ago. Friday, May the 5th, 2023, is from the great John Van Ryzen of Hero fame from 1984. We're talking 39 years ago he made that game, Hero. And now he brings to us Alien Abduction for the Atari VCS exclusive. It's an exclusive game, one of only maybe 2-3 games that are exclusive to the Atari VCS. And Alien Abduction, there's not a lot to go by here. It came out Friday, suddenly, all of a sudden, I didn't know it was coming out. All of a sudden, hey, this game is available. He made it. It is kind of like a spiritual sequel, successor, something or other. Maybe. Is it in the same universe? Could be. Should be. Feels like it is. It feels like Hero 2.0. And you are going into a ship a spaceship to save the woman, the princess, the lady, the damsel in distress. And you have these powered jet boots. You can land on different levels. I don't even know all the moves yet. They tell you what to do, kind of. You can land on levels. There's certain things to do, certain things not to touch. I don't know everything yet. I'm learning it as I go. I didn't get a lot of gameplay into this yet. I love it! This is Hero 2.0 to me. There are 20 levels, 140 play screens, 16 obstacle types. Now, if you don't have an Atari VCS, unfortunately for you, you won't be able to play this yet. Now, eventually, maybe it'll come out on something like a flashback. Now, currently, Atari is not teaming up with that games to do flashbacks. Now, they are teaming up with My Arcade to do certain things, coming out soon for pre-orders. So maybe they'll do something like that and put it on something from that. Maybe they'll do compilations. They're also, maybe the Evercade will come out with something that will have something like this added to it. We shall see. But for right now, Alien Abduction by John Van Ryzen. My goodness, the new hero for 2023 that we've been waiting for years is only on your Atari VCS. And you know what else? There's a modern controller for your VCS, and that is right here. I didn't bring it out here with me. It's just like your Pro controller for your Switch. It feels like your Xbox controller, kind of like your PlayStation controller. But you also can use, it's compatible with, your retro joystick controller. And we're talking like what you played Hero with, right? You played with your original Atari joystick. Oh yeah, we got the feels here. You can play that with this mother fudger controller. So that is beautiful in my opinion. Atari VCS wireless joystick, USB charge and play cable can go right into this thing. It's also Bluetooth. And this thing is great. So I can play it with this. I can play it with the other thing. I'm going to play it with this. Look at that. It lights up. It's beautiful. I have two of these bad boys. I have two of the modern controllers. It's exciting to me because, like I said, Hero, my goodness, this and Atlantis on 2600 are just my favorite. I love you. I will never, ever get rid of you. I don't know what the little N sticker was on here. If you know that, let me know. But sorry, this was supposed to be short and sweet. But yeah, this came out, Alien Abduction, for $8.99, I do believe, on the VCS store. You download it to your VCS, and there it is. John Van Ryzen, where have you been for all these years? I thank you. Now, in the years following, we finally got a homebrew 2 years ago for the Intellivision. We finally, Carlos Madruga, and I have a video on that on my channel, came out with this, and it's beautiful. He came out, it's got beautiful sounds and music, and it looks beautiful on your Intellivision. So check out my videos for that if you haven't seen it. He has a 2600 version of it that you can also play on your Intellivision. It looks like the 2600 version, but his version is so much better looking and sounding. And he also put a Christmas version of it where you're Santa Claus saving the reindeer. So that's the great homebrew scene for the Intellivision. But we're talking about Alien Abduction. And there you have it. I know. I was supposed to be a short little thing here for our channel together with the guys, but this has been your little coin op and console corner by me, Mr. Poestyle. Back to the show. I could ramble on and on forever, but who would have thought it? 39 years later, a spiritual sequel, spiritual successor, direct sequel. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I know that I like playing it. I know that I'm terrible at it like I am at everything now, but when I was a kid, I kicked big booty at these games. All right, back to you, Greg, back to you, Off-Grid, back to you, Mike, not back to you, Poe, not back to you at all. This was great. If you have a VCS, get it.